What's going on, everybody? It's Temptation and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a first impressions video over Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's a game that came out just recently and I bought it a little late, but I got in it and I'm actually kind of liking it. So let's get right into the first impressions real quick. First of all, this is Hardpoint, sorry, on, can't remember the map, but it's some map, you know. It's a pretty good map, actually. I like it. Kind of reminds me of Modern Warfare 3, I believe. The airport map. This is kind of the same deal, except it's a train station. So, I kind of like this map. Anyways, first impressions. Compared to other Call of Duty games, I think it's much better. And don't think I'm saying that because I just want to jump on the bandwagon and be, you know, Call of Duty fanboy, blah, you know. I don't want to do that. I'm the last thing from a fanboy that you could think of, but I do think they've made some improvements to the gameplay and to the engine that's really made it stand out against other Call of Duties, and that was a good streak except for this guy with the knife. But yeah, there I go, dead. But they've made a lot of improvements. It seems to me the graphics seem a little bit better. They're not majorly improved, but it does seem like they've added in some features that that bring it up to spec with maybe third-rate PC games. Console games, it's probably up there in the way the graphics look. They've added a few settings. Keep in mind, I am on the PC version, but they've added FXAA, which is a type of anti-aliasing that kind of takes the performance hit off your system, but still looks just as good as regular anti-aliasing. So that's awesome that they've added that. They've added in quality QSAA or QCSAA anti-aliasing. They've added high dynamic range, and then also a field of view effect. So when you see me zoom in here, if you keep an eye out when I zoom in, you'll notice a little bit of blurring around the edges. And that's to give depth perception, basically, in the game. In a lot of games, I don't think really do that unless you're using a sniper rifle, which, in that point, it basically blocks out your whole field of view except your scope. So, I think that's kind of a nice addition. I did have to actually set it down to medium, though, to take the performance hit off of my system. I don't know why it was so demanding, but every time I would scope in, it would actually like lag every time I'd scope in. So I did actually have to put it down to medium instead of high, but otherwise graphics here are all set to high. You saw the little train leaving there, which I thought was a nice addition. I think they do that in a few other maps, but it's kind of like Team Fortress and things like that, where you get the moving objects that I believe that can actually run you over if you run into it when it's going, so that's kind of a cool deal. But moving on from the graphic standpoint, the gameplay. Point streaks are not new in Call of Duty games, but I do believe they've kind of added on to them and made them a little bit better in this one. First thing is, you know, they've added more point streaks, and I think a lot of them are... It seems like in the older games, most of them were pretty overpowered. And I think they've kind of balanced that out on this game to where the low point streaks are still just as powerful as the high point streaks. You just, they're just not really long lasting. Even some of the higher point streaks are really short lived almost. So I think they've added a nice balance to the point streaks. I don't think there's actually kill streaks in the game. I believe it's just points, and that's something that's different as well, because there's always been kill streaks, and then with Modern Warfare 3 they added in point streaks as well. And so by taking out the kill streaks, it makes everything level. So you're not going by kills, you're going by points, which can be a little incentive for people to capture the point. If you're playing a game other than team deathmatch, that is, there's usually an objective, and so this kind of incentivizes people to go take the objective, because if you don't get those extra points, and those extra points could mean you get, you know, the next point streak, Whereas if you didn't take the point, you might not get to that next streak. So kind of a good incentive, because a lot of times you just see people going for the kills, going for this 360 no scope headshot, you know, whatever you want to call it. You see me calling in right there a lightning strike. That is one of the point streaks, my second point streak, and I'm not sure exactly how many points you have to get that, but that's quite beneficial. It's kind of similar to a Predator missile. It comes right after the UAV, and so that one's pretty nice. UAV is still there. You know, all the main ones that you think about, the K9 units still there, all that stuff, but they've just added on to it and made it a little more comprehensive system than it was before. Okay, and now we're going to get into the good stuff. That'd be weapons and customization and things like that. Weapons, you know, that's the thing that changes basically with the game. Weapons and maps, basically. So the weapons they've added in this game, I think, are really nicely balanced. I think they got it right the first time with balancing their weapons. A lot of times it takes the developer months, if not more, to successfully balance the weapons, but I think they tested enough during the development of this game that they actually got it right the first try. So, you know, it's still within the first week of the game releasing, so I could be wrong here, and it's very possible that there is an overpowered weapon, but just nobody has unlocked it yet. Or I've played people that haven't unlocked it yet. So it's possible that there are a few overpowered weapons, but with the people I've played with so far, everything seems pretty balanced. Of course, you know, you're always going to have a weapon that's better than yours. Higher rate of fire, whatever, you know, the weapons are based off of different specific things that you want them to be good at. So, of course, you know, you're not always going to have the best gun, and they're not always going to be perfectly balanced, but from a video game standpoint on guns, I believe that they are pretty well balanced, except for that sniper guy. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to no-scope leg a person, you know, and kill them first shot. That's a little ridiculous, but I think I said that in one of my other commentaries, but, you know, what are you going to do? But the unlock system is fairly similar. You get points or unlock tokens, as they call them now, instead of Call of Duty cash or, you know, whatever that was. I don't know. But I think it works a little better. You have to follow the progression, but you do use the unlock tokens, so you get those when you level up and level up a weapon or anything like that. You get those unlock tokens, and you use those for weapons, point streaks, accessories, and everything else that you can possibly unlock in the game. And the last thing we'll wrap up with here is maps. I haven't played all of the maps, obviously. I haven't played that much. I'm not a nerd. But the maps do seem very well laid out, very similar to past Call of Duty games, as they usually try to stick with what they've proven works. You know, the maps are very infantry based. That's a good word. You know, and so you do a lot of running, so it's very difficult to get anywhere or dodge things if you don't have like a sprinting perk on. Because it just kills you. You run and then you can't run anymore, so you walk, and you know. So this is where kind of infinite sprint would have been, I think, beneficial to add in the game, maybe just in general. But I think they offer that as a perk, so you know, it could go either way on that. But the maps do seem really nice. I really do like this map. They've added some different touches with moving vehicles and things like that. Of course, you know, you can get in that train. That's something that it looks like they kind of ripped off from Battlefield 3. You know. But otherwise, guys, this is a pretty good game. If you're willing to pay $60 for it, I would say do it. It's definitely worth it for me anyways. I swore to myself the other day I wouldn't buy another Call of Duty game, but I thought I'd try it. And, you know, I liked it. So, never rule out any game series just because you don't like it. I mean, that's really about it for this review or first impressions video of Black Ops 2. There's a little bit of gameplay left, and I'll leave you with the final shot here. But thanks for watching, guys. This is Temptation. I hope you enjoyed this commentary over Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Hardpoint, I believe is what the game mode's called. You can fact check me on that. But if you did like it, please do leave a like down below. Share the video on Twitter. whatever else you want to do, guys. So see you soon.